Israel. Take notice of the laws and customs I teach you today and observe them, that you may have life and may enter and take possession of the land that Yahweh, the God of your fathers, is giving you. You must add nothing to what I command you and take nothing from it, but keep the commandments of Yahweh your God, just as I lay them down before you. You can see with your own eyes what Yahweh has done for you. All the followers of Baal and Peor have been wiped out from among you by Yahweh your God. But all you who have stayed faithful to Yahweh your God are still alive today. See, Yahweh my God has commended me. I teach you the laws and the customs that you are to observe in the land. You are to enter and make your own. Keep them and observe them, and they will demonstrate to the peoples your wisdom and understanding. When they come to know all of these laws, they'll exclaim, no other people is as wise and prudent as this great nation. And indeed, what great nation is there that has its God so near as Yahweh our God is to us whenever we call him? And what great nation is there that has laws and customs to match this whole law that I put before you today? But take care of what you do and be on your guard. Do not forget the things your eyes have seen, nor let them slip from your heart all the days of your life. Rather, tell them to your children and your children's children. The day you stood at Horeb in the presence of Yahweh your God, and Yahweh said to me, call the people round me, that I may let them hear my words, and you may learn to fear me all the days you live on earth, and teach it to your children, so that you came and stood at the foot of the mountain, and the mountain flamed to the very sky, a sky darkened by cloud, murky and thunderous. Then Yahweh spoke to you from the midst of the fire, and you heard the sound of his words, but saw no shape. There was only a voice. And Yahweh revealed his covenant to you and commanded you to observe it. The 10 sayings, the 10 commandments, which he inscribed on 2 tablets of stone. He ordered me to teach them the laws and the customs that you were to observe in the land towards which you are going to make your own. Take care of what you do, therefore, since you saw no shape on that day at Horeb, and Yahweh spoke to you from the midst of a fire. See that you do not act perversely, making yourself carved images in the shape of anything at all, but the likeness of a man or woman, or any beast on earth, or of any bird that flies, or of any reptile that crawls on the ground, or any fish in the waters or under the earth. When you raise your eyes to heaven, when you see the sun, the moon, the stars, all the array of heaven, do not be tempted to worship them and serve them. Yahweh your God has allotted them to the peoples under heaven. But for you, Yahweh has taken you and brought you out of the furnace of iron from Egypt to be a people of his own. You still are who you still are today. Yahweh has been angry with me on your account, has sworn that I shall not cross the Jordan or enter the prosperous land where Yahweh your God has been giving you your heritage. Yes, I am to die in this country. I shall not go across the Jordan. You will go over and take possession of that rich land. Take care, therefore, and do not forget the covenant which Yahweh your God has made with you by making a carved image of anything that Yahweh your God has forbidden you. For Yahweh your God is a consuming fire, a jealous God. When you have begotten children and grandchildren, and you have lived long in the land, if you act perversely, making a carved image in the one shape or another, that doing something that displeases Yahweh and angers him, on that day I will call heaven and earth to witness against you, and at once you will vanish from the land which you are crossing the Jordan to possess. You shall not live there long. You shall be utterly destroyed. Yahweh will scatter you among the nations, and only a small number of you will remain among them, where Yahweh will have driven you. There you will pay service to a gods that human hands have made of wood, that cannot see or hear or smell. But you will seek Yahweh your God from there, and if you seek him with all your heart and with all your soul, you shall find him. In your distress, all that I have said will overtake you, but in the end of your days you will return to Yahweh your God and listen to his voice. For Yahweh your God is merciful and will not destroy or desert you or forget the covenant he's made an oath with you and your fathers. Put this question then to the ages that are past, that went before you from the time God created man on earth. Was there ever a word so majestic from one heaven to the other? Was anything ever heard? Did ever a people hear a voice of a living God speaking from the heart of a fire as you heard it, and remain alive? Has any God ventured to take on himself one nation from the midst of another by ordeals, signs, wonders, war, and a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, by fearsome terrors? All this that Yahweh your God did for you before your eyes in Egypt. He has shown you so that you might know that Yahweh is God indeed, and that there is no other. He let you hear his voice out of heaven for your instruction on earth. He let you see the great fire, and from the heart of the fire you heard his word, because he loved your fathers and chose their descendants after them. He brought you out of Egypt, openly showing his presence and his great power, driving out in front of you nations greater and more powerful than yourself, and brought you to their land and to give it to you for your heritage, as it is still today. Understand this today, therefore, and take it to heart. Yahweh is God indeed, in heaven above as on earth beneath. He and no other. Keep his laws and his commandments as I give them to you today, that you and your children may prosper and live long in the land that Yahweh, your God, gives you forever.